About 2 years ago, I gave up my social highly recognized life in order not to have to continue fighting against my nature anymore and to devote myself to my art. It was not an easy path and, like many others, I had fears, worries and insecurities that I had to struggle with day after day. It took some time before I could separate myself, my thoughts and the version of myself I wanted to say goodbye to move on. Despite all the difficulties, the freedom was worth it. Do you know the feeling of you want to start something and you keep putting it off because the conditions don't fit? Something is always missing. Something could always be different, and in the end, it only leads to not taking the first step, to putting it off until it disappears somewhere on the to-do list, or you don't feel like it anymore. I would like, but what is this but that strikes us so much and takes over in our lives? Maybe we lack the passion for what we set out to do, or is it the overrated perfectionist in us who can't catch up with reality? Ultimately, we create our own circumstances, and even a circumstance that is unfavorable to us can be changed by us.
I think it's late now and probably I should go and sleep and try to go on tomorrow again with a fresh mind, a new day. I'm a little bit frustrated because I did not really achieve the goal I wanted to today, and I just realized that my main problem is to draw the eyes with the right expression in the face, and I tried a lot, but I need to practice a little bit more.
And I'm done. But it's a little bit too small. Anyway. I've built more drawing exercises into my everyday life again, and I'm trying to improve. I often find myself standing in my own way. The urge to do something well can be both a blessing and a curse. The balance in the exercise ultimately decides whether you get better or not. I feel a little bit hungry, so I should go and get me some food before I go home and hopefully get my work done. In 2008, Malcolm Gladwell published a study in his book Outliers, The Story of Success, that says it takes about 10,000 hours of practice to become a master of something. It doesn't matter whether it's learning a new musical instrument, drawing portraits, or doing some sports. That would be about 6 hours a day for at least 5 years. Let's face it, how many of us complain without having invested half of it? In the last 2-3 years, I had to relearn a lot for myself, reclassify and re-understand what I had already learned. Some deep conversations, mostly to my favorite human being, my brother Erdem. A few words of wisdom from books, but most of all, spending time with myself in thoughtless moments were ultimately the key to my newfound freedom of soul. After a long time in which I felt artistically in a dead end, I wanted to slowly find my way back to my element and to my art. I think one of the best ways to do this for me is traveling, knowing new cultures and leaving the familiar environment, listening to new noises, watch different architectures, smell some nice food and listen to conversations in a language you do not understand gives your soul sometimes more power than anything else could do. But there's only a little problem. I'm really afraid of flying, but I still do.
Good morning, 6 o'clock. I think I'm ready to get to the plane.
Be located behind you. In the event of an evacuation, please leave all cars. There is a life vest under every.
Another further to go, and this is actually magic itself what I see outside. It has been a long time since a flight that early in the morning and see the sunrise in the sky. This is magic itself. I love it. Ready for landing. I arrived at the airport in Rome and I wait for my first coffee and maybe I will buy a croissant as well.